I'm just gonna have to do quick technical difficulty. Come on, come on, come on. Forgot to make the private party solo again. Anyway. Yeah, dang it. Anyway. About time to get this show on the road. Yep. Last night we freaking got so far. Of course I had to change weapon types because I fully maxed out Siegfried's weapon. And dang, Senpai's home actually liked one of my tweets. Yep. Time to get this party started. Last night, I was doing the whole discover people thing. Let's see, would it be cheaper to do it this way? Yep, it would. Double checking my mic to make sure I didn't accidentally mute it. Man with a giant sword. Yeah, in case you forgot, last night I was pretty much doing random stuff near the end until I finally met Keelik and Xianghua again. In the quest to try to increase my bond with the soul swords. This time Siegfried. In dark corners of the mountain thick with trees, two warriors did battle. The flesh toward the giant sword struck down his opponent. The victor's name was Nightmare. I wish I didn't change weapons already. Sensing someone's linked to the swords, I made my way towards the distant mountains. Hearing the sounds of battle, I crept forward carefully until I saw two warriors engaged in battle. Arrgh! Whoa! Man holding a gigantic sword cut down his opponent, a swordsman in red armor. The victor stared down his fallen foe, a dark look on his face. Damn you to hell, Nightmare! Cursing his killed his final breath, the man in red armor passed away. The surviving swordsman turned where I concealed myself as a massive sword held at the ready. You there, no use hiding, show yourself. Then they opened and approached the man, explained I wished to fight him to obtain power needed to prevent a great disaster. You responded with the front end. To prevent a disaster, what sort of weight? I sense you have a connection to the sword. No, it's more than that. Very well, I'll see for myself what the strange power I sense from you is. Let the fight begin.
Battle 1. Fight! Stay back or face death.
And that's one move I cannot pull off of Siegfried is that whole frickin' energy blast.
Battle 2. Fight!
Whoa. Yeah, broke his torso.
Battle choice. 3. Fight! Okay, let's go. Not a chance. Power. Never retreat.
Again?
It's all or nothing. Not done yet.
Fight with the man awakened memories of a deadly battle for control of Soul Edge. The man stumbled and lowered his sword, lifting his hand to his head as if dizzy. Why do my memories haunt me again? Did you what came for? Soul Edge must be suppressed. Asked the man why his opponent called him Nightmare. Because that is who I am. I have to steal away Soul Edge, even if it means I must pay for my sins for all eternity. Without another word, the man turned his back to me and strode off into the forest. I called for him to stop, but he ignored me. Finally, the year following the events of SoulCalibur. Yeah, let's see what this is about. Swarzwind feeling shared? During my travels, I encountered a man who wielded a giant sword. Wondered if it's the Siegfried that Felicelia and Landau were talking about. Speaking of. I was musing over this when I overheard someone mention that swordsman was camped not too far away from the village in which I was staying. I asked where exactly swordsman had set up camp, then hurried over. Once I'd arrived, I was greeted by two familiar faces. Oracle, it's been a while. Didn't expect to run into you here. So what brings you to around these parts? Finally said become a member of Swarzwind? Celia and her had an air of calmness about her, while Landau seemed to have grown into a veteran mercenary. After exchanging pleasantries and learning of recent happenings in their lives, I told them my encounter with a man who I thought might be Siegfried. What? Where did you see him? What's he doing? Did you talk to him? Celia became flustered and bombarded me with questions, but Landau was able to calm her down. Easy, Celia. Oracle's gonna tell us. The two listened intently as I told him my encounter with a man on the way towards Ostransburg Castle. He's carrying a large sword about the length of his body, and though he seemed fine when I spoke with him, he called himself Nightmare and wandered off, seemingly tormented by something. Yeah, there's no doubt about it, that's him. What the hell is that guy thinking? We're his comrades. We're here to help. Actually, now that you think about it, he was never the type to open up to others. I guess he hasn't changed in that regard. I can't take it anymore. Siegfried will always keep everything to himself. He probably has no idea how long we've been waiting for him to return. That's it. No more waiting. We're going to hunt him down and bring him back ourselves. Right, Landau? Tell ya? Yeah. And once we find him, I'll be sure to give him a good smack upside the head. No, I'll be the one to smack him. I'm afraid you'll go too far and ruin that nice face of his. Wow, somebody likes Siggy. Two of them laughed and pumped fists. They had fist bumping back in the late 16th century? I'm curious. I really hoped Siegfried would eventually realize how much these two cared for him. Wishing both of them well, I left their camp and continued on my journey. Before I go to Ostrensburg, I have to get something. Trade route Italy to the north. Nothing cool ever happens in Sicily. Come on, we Sicilians created a mafia. And those Italian jerkwads in the mainland stole it. Heading to request nobleman near Samarkand, I found myself traveling North Italian peninsula in search of white truffles. Came across the Lord who promised to reward me with the rare food if I dispelled criminals who had overtaken the mountains. Oh, they had increased defense, huh? Time to kick their asses. Come on. That's what you get. Lord gave me some fragrant white truffles. Need to hurry to deliver them to Samarkand. Oh no, I need to check back with Shangwa as well. So I'm gonna delay continuing the story. Bless my days, is it really you? When I arrived at the Lord's Manor, I was greeted by a familiar voice of his daughter. She trotted along the gate and pushed it open for me. She seemed in good health. My worries were thankfully for naught. You're so wonderful to see you again. Ha ha ha, you seem surprised. As you can see, I am much better. Father, you never guess who's here. Come quickly, it's Oracle. As I live and breathe. What a pleasure to see you again. What, oh, are those white truffles you have there? Oh my, the word thank you does not express my gratitude. Naturally, bringing fresh truffles directly from Italy was impossible. So I brought Italian-grown dried ones. As this affected their taste, there was little I could do about it. Hopefully she would be able to make something nice with them. I handed her the truffles and made to leave. I stopped by to tug at my sleeve. Please stay a while longer. You must allow me to prepare you something to eat this time. Though I cannot promise anything sophisticated. A short while later, she presented me an Italian dish called fungi mushroom pasta. It's actually spelled fungi that way. Yeah, maybe it's Sicilian, but I don't even know every Italian pronunciation. What a tantalizing smell! Even God's mouth must be watering. Oracle, do you know where this dish originated? Some say pasta came from this very land. When I told her I didn't know that, she blushed. I read it in a book. I spent most of my life in this house, leafing through dusty tomes and dreaming of the world outside. Pasta traveled all the way from here to Italy, and I hope to make the same journey myself one day, but will I ever get a chance to see the wonders of the world? I went to tell her that the world is a dangerous, scary place, but I bit my tongue. She was intelligent, so no doubt she'd understand that already. What kind of person would I be if I robbed her of her dreams? Somebody who actually cared? Instead, I told her about the strangely bittersweet noodles I had eaten in a place far east of Italy. The trade route, the lady's request. The United City of Samarkand had been a center of trade for thousands of years, the wealth and power of commerce fueling its development into a great metropolis. But more than just goods passed through the city, people do as well, ever coming and going. The letter addressed to me had arrived at my inn in Samarkand. One of the lines read, I would be most grateful if you could bring around some cocoa beans. The sender had neglected to sign their name, but the handwriting looked familiar. Looked sent by Rich Lord's daughter. Why'd she feel free to contact me this time in a certain manner? I searched my memory for everything I knew about cocoa beans. If I remember correctly, beans were used in a base drink in the world called Zakta. I know that's the original version of coffee. Especially popular among native people in New Spain. I'd never seen the beans for myself. Perhaps if I head to Spain, a place where Spanish merchants traded, I might find something. For the sake of the Lord's daughter, I was willing to give it a try. Raging fire, flowing water. While resting in town of Shanghai and Keelek, Shanghai was keen for us to stay at the same inn, but I could sense she was hiding something. Is that you, Oracle? Hey, over here! A voice called for me from throngs of people. When I looked around, I saw Shanghai leaning in window, waving at me. I could see Keelek at her side too. Come on, every SoulCalibur fan knows that Keelek in Shanghai is like the biggest ship ever. It's why everyone hated SoulCalibur V, which time skipped 15 years when everybody realized they couldn't be together. Though they had one kid, she ended up marrying somebody else and had a kid with them, while the kid they had was raised in the mountains. And their kids do not know the relationship to each other. Even though they meet pretty much traveling together, they don't know nothing. With Shanghua shouting to me entire way I entered the building. When I sat down, she immediately leaned over the table. Can't believe we ran into each other. Stay and eat with us. Let's catch up. Shango explained that Keelik was accompanying her back to her home in Beijing. I promised fulfilled the purpose of my journey, and so now we return. We're staying in rooms upstairs for the night. Oh, I don't want you to stay here too, Oracle. It's getting late after all, and there's so much to talk about. Come on, how about it? Well, it wasn't like I had plans to stay elsewhere, so I accepted. Late next morning, I heard a knock at the door to my room. Oracle, are you awake? I know it's early, but I have something I need to ask you. Well, Shangwa told me to follow her. I walked towards the edge of town. I have a fight today that I must win no matter what, so will you be my last sparring partner? Oracle, normally I ask Keelik, but I can't this time. Please say you'll do it. So that's why Shangwa wanted me to stay at the end last night. I could hardly refuse a request, so I readied my weapon. Thanks! Let's do this!
Battle 1. Fight!
Initiating program.
Damn, knocked all her... broke all her clothing. Unintentionally, mind you. You're really good, Oracle. That was exactly what I was after. And I even managed to think of a new trick I can try. Back at the inn, I was preparing to leave. Keelik Chawa came over to see me and told me they were heading off too. We've been walking along the road together for a ways when Shangwa and Keelik stopped and towards Keelik. Okay, Keelik, it's time for a fight. The winner gets to decide what our next pack is. We're doing this now? Yep, Oracle here, right? That means we have a witness. Soon the fight Shangwa such a wink. Look slowly, not an expression, one of concern. Very well, but I warn you, I won't hold back. Battle between the two warriors began. Their weapons struck at each other with blinding speed, sending sparks every block below. Strike, parry, riposte. They fought like two dancers and tuned each other's movements. The fate went on Keelik getting the upper hand, perhaps sensing her disadvantage, Shangwa leaped forward to the desperate thrust. Ta! Keelik seemed to read her movements and defied the parry or strike. He raised his staff to deliver to her sight. Suddenly he stopped. What? This is where I win! Shangwa released arc slash at Keelik's major. He tried to regain his balance, but that block seemed to be too late. Ha! Yeah! In a flash kick landed below Shangwa instead of flying. Shangwa, I'm sorry, are you okay? Lucky my sword took most of the impact. If it hadn't, though. It sounded as though she managed to block just in time, even though she had lost her skill, still amazed me. Ah, rats, gotten up early to practice, too. Keelik helped Shangwa to her feet and she dusted herself off. Last strike of yours, hate to admit it, but that was amazing. Usually when we fight, it feels like you're holding back, but when you hit me with that last move, it felt real. I guess I'm pleased about that at least. Shangwa. Thanks for acting as witness, Oracle, in sparring match 2, of course. Some things still bother me about the fight. You have to know why I stopped for the final exchange. Well, oh, I can explain it. I cheated a little. Looking slightly ashamed of herself, Shangwa held out her hand and revealed a fragment of a jewel she used to reflect light in Keelik's eyes. Truth is, Keelik gave this to me. How on earth was she able to calculate the exact angle that she positioned in the jewel sunlight, moving target so easily during such a tense battle, no less? That was mind-boggling to me, even though she'd planned to do it in advance. You won, Keelik, so get to decide the next pact we make, once we get home anyway. Very well, Shangwa. No idea what their pact would be, but I have no doubt they would keep it. You can tell she really liked Keelik. The reason SoulCalibur V really pissed me off. They should have stayed together. Frickin' Namco. Memories brought to the surface. Visited a cave Master Swordsman and found Edgemaster meditating by the river. Not wanting to disturb him, I started to turn away when he spoke with his eyes still closed. You've grown stronger, come and sit. I walked over to the old man and sat quietly next to him. Oracle, your skills are growing beyond the realm of mere mortals. However, Edgemaster's eyes snapped open and stared at me with a sharp gaze. As your strength grows, the ancients begin to stir with natural chaos. According to the old man, the ancients were beings that had mastered a type of weapon. They had sought life or death, combat, and the strongest souls they could find. When they awaken, they will come for you, tied as you are to the astral chaos. If you desire to face this trial, come and speak to me again. As I started to leave the cave, Edgemaster called out to me. Be warned, those ancients are an omen of things yet to come. Your strength and skill rich, there's enough they'll be put to a test. Came into pounding heart. Midway to Edgemaster's cave temple where a familiar face greeted me. I was on my way to see Edgemaster, thank him for everything he had done for me when I ran into a familiar face, Keelik. After seeing Shangwa back home, I returned to Master Swordsman's cave. I experienced many things on my journey, but in the end, I was able to fulfill my duty, but my true training has only just begun. Oracle, I sense that you, too, have changed. Much since our last meeting, that you have overcome some great obstacle. Keelik looked at me, his eyes strong and sincere. Did you do me the honor of dueling me once more? Through battle, I hope to get a glimpse of what you have fought and overcome. I nodded, and Keelik smiled. Thank you. I'll do my best to make it an interesting fight. Keelik's experience was wild and rough, but something about him began to feel different, holy almost. His breathing steadied, eyes slowly opened, and he readied his staff. Hear the beating pulse of my soul. Yeah, Keelik and freaking Grow are too similar. They both have a berserk state. Though Keelik's was from direct contact with the evil seed, while Grow's is from Aswell's experiments.
Battle 1. Fight!
Could this be? What?
Oh, come on!
Battle 2. Fight!
Time to be cheap.
I won't lose.
Really, Keelik? Oh crap. Oh. Ugh.
Fight!
Could this be?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this fight again later on.
Now lays here to rest.
Because there ain't no way I'm gonna defeat Keelik right now. Strasbourg, Judgment. Face Eslamel. Eslamel is waiting for me at the end of my journey to deepen my connection with the two swords. Seeing which to test my strength, he readied his weapon to attack. I traveled long and far, battled a number of skilled warriors by the time a messenger from Aval found me. Neon deadly wanted to meet, so I stopped without delay. Aval has begun gathering forces near Strasbourg Castle. I glanced at my solar to see Zaslamel staring at me intently. As always, he had simply appeared out of thin air. Your destinies come closer entwined with the swords. Whether your connection is strong enough to master the blades, I do not know. But you should be able to retrieve one of the from the astral chaos. Temporarily, at least, but before you do... With deadly silence, Zaslamel readied his enormous blade. This is your final test. Show me your power. Even if you can claim one of the swords, you will die if you are unable to master it.
Battle 1. Fight! How useful is that power? Battle 2. Fight!
Initiating program.
Cease. Perish.
He did a cheat move. That's not fair.
Shreds. Fight!
You have promise. Whether you draw the spirit sword or cursed sword, you have one chance to use it. Do not waste it. It's a part of Zasalamel and made my way to meet Natalie and Dion. I was ready to summon on the swords of the Astral Chaos. From the Astral Chaos, my goal was clear: defeat Aswell. We arrived at the forest by Ostransburg Castle. Dion and Natalie were finishing their preparations. You made it for just in time, Oracle. Our allies are in position. Aval is about to launch its full-scale assault on the castle. Our information tells us the ceremony be held in a large chamber called the Hall of the Chosen. That's where Aswell must be. Oracle, need you to wait our orders. Aswell is too powerful to defeat with the mere stratagems or tricks. When you're trying to strike him down, take it. Win or lose, this will be our final battle with that madman. Are you ready? Let us know. Thur. The final key. Weaving my way through the battlefield, I arrived at the Hall of the Chosen Ostransburg Castle. There, Aswell stood waiting for me, eager to reveal the key fragment he needed to make his plans a reality. Well, his health recovers over time. Better kick his ass. Ostransburg Castle filled the clamor of battle. Everywhere I looked, groups of all soldiers desperately fighting against the qualifiers. Before I knew it, I lost sight of Natalie and Dion in the fray. I made my way upstairs. Sound of battle grew dim. Eventually, only the sound of my footsteps echoed through the silent hall. The Hall of the Chosen was just ahead. The Hall of the Chosen is nothing like I imagined. Lap gaps and crumbling castle walls led in quiet, silvery light of the moon. Illuminating as well, he turned to face me. As I entered, spreading his arms wide. That was very rude of you to keep me waiting, my friend. Oh, I knew you would come. I looked around, it's just the two of us. Relax, just the two of us. No one shall disturb us. The others have their hands full downstairs. But it's a tragedy when killing each other over this, is it not? It appeared the ceremony had yet to begin. I needed to act fast, raid my weapon, as well as broadened. My, how strong you have become. I knew it, you're perfect. For you to make it this far shows how close to the gods you are. Seeing the puzzlement on my face, Aswell sighed and wagged his finger in disapproval. Think for a moment, what do we need to create the ultimate seed? Firstly, we need the power of the spirit and cursed swords. Then we mix the energy flowing from the heavens, the celestial spectacle, and the energy of the earth, the ley lines. Even those fools of all organization no doubt figured that out, even without my research notes. However, that alone is not enough. Why? We can destroy the country or two, but that's boring. We're aiming to change the very world, my dear. We're still missing one key component. Does it lack something to create an enormous wave of energy? Something that can absorb power, amplify it, and lose it with exponentially greater force? In other words, you. To my surprise, Aswell pointed to me. The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you were the one, a human who was able to absorb the power of the astral fissures, a human who could even claim the power of the astral chaos. However, when we first met, you were still too weak for my needs, so I allowed you to live, knowing you'd become more powerful eventually. I bided my time until the day we'd meet again. And here you are. Everything's led up to this one perfect moment. Today, you and I are part of a beautiful miracle. Aswell lifted his two swords menacingly. All that remains now is to force the power of this blaze to resonate with the power inside you. Chaotic energy and the might of these swords will intertwine, amplify, and burst forth. Then, and only then, will the ultimate seed come to being and cleanse the world. Though you must likely die in the process, your death will not be in vain. You will be the stepping stone for humanity's greatest evolution. Oh, glorious, happy fate! Oh no, don't tell me you think to resist. Fret not, I'll give you pure ecstasy, that I promise you. Sounds like a rapist there. All I do is impale you with these swords, my plans succeed. So come, let the finale commence!
One.
Fight! Let us guide the human race together! Be careful! Here I go!
Scatter! Pathetic!
Battle 2. Fight!
Take this! Go!
Initiating program.
Die! Cease! Perish!
Time to reach my goal! Fight!
Scatter!
Why do you resist?
Would you resist if someone was about ready to stab a sword into your stomach?
Initiating program.
Common sense, y'all.
Die! Cease! Go!
Initiating program.
Not gonna give him a chance to react that time.
Die! Cease!
You have begun to change. I knew you would not disappoint. In that case, I shall have to show you the ace up my sleeve. I will not be defeated. Using you as the key, I will save the human race. I am so close, so very close to the moment my beloved humans shall be freed from their cruel fate. Let's be done with this. Will you stop me and emerge victorious? Or shall I claim victory and lead humanity to a new era? With all my might, I shall make you mine!
It's creepy. So creepy, I about pissed myself. Actually, speaking of which, be right back, bathroom break.
Your soul surges in your body.
journey's end. As well unleash the power of the two swords, warping the very fabric of reality around us. This battle will likely prove to be our last. Oh, really? I have to face him again with him fully permanently soul charged, and his health recovers over time? Let's hope I can do this. No! Oh crap, he caught me.
How cathartic!
Initiating program.
Die! Cease!
Not to reach my goal! Fight!
Hell no. And a people like you, though.
Must have you! It's not over yet. I shall free humanity
Oh wait, I wanted Siegfried.
from the binds of fate! You are the one I sought.
Eternal light consumed my body and began to slip in consciousness. It was finally time to die. I was ready to accept my fate, but no longer afraid of the cold of death. The ultimate sea was no more. I'd played my part. And I opened my eyes as the ruins of Osterensburg Castle. Our victory was a narrow one indeed, but Eslal's schemes have come to nothing. Zassel and Mel, standing by my side, hushed silence surrounded us, thanked him for everything he'd done for me, and asked what you'd do next. I shall continue to observe the world. I wish to see what the future that began today holds. Be proud, Oracle. You not only saved yourself, but the world. Bird awaits us, Lamel at the castle, surrendering to Neon and Natalie. Oracle, we're ready to give up. We searched the castle and found no sign of you, as well, or any fragment of the spirit sword. What happened? Were you able to defeat Aswell? I nodded and explained everything that had happened. Incredible, you've done a great deed today. Incredible, you've done a great deed today. We see no evidence of the ultimate seed on our end. Though we are still investigating, I believe we can rest easily for now. Some of the qualifiers still remain, but we've cut off the serpent's head. They should be easy to take care of. Thank you, Oracle. We would like to continue working with you. If we discover any new information you could use, we'll send a messenger, location of Astral Fissures, for example, or Grawl. Enough talking. We must go, Dion. Indeed. Farewell, Oracle. Thank you again for everything you've done. So my journey came to an end. I reflected on everything that happened. I had started off fighting for my life, ended up fighting to protect the world. I thought about what I had achieved, where fate had led me, if I had fulfilled my purpose, and what I should do next. I could not decide just yet. I would rest and ready myself for the next journey. As defeat, I managed to get mixed up in all sorts of wild adventures. A long time I passed seemed to be a blink of an eye. All my travels, one thing I could never get out of my mind. Grawl. What had happened to him? Was he still even alive? I realized it was time for me to embark on another journey. I thought back to what happened that day. Grawl had fallen in a ravine with Aswell, but Aswell survived. Possible Grawl had too. But if he's still alive, it's likely my manifestation has grown worse. Grawl knew exactly how far he could safely push the limits of manifested power within him. However, when that time came, he personally went beyond him. It's for a second in my mind. I don't know if I would not survive or if I harnessed my complete power. The thought depressed me. If that's what became of him, it was up to me to keep my promise. Spectre robbers, bounty hunters, and others made their living in the shadows, all hopes finding clues to Growl's whereabouts. Yeah, that'd be the Black Demon. You know, he's kinda like the Astral Knight fellow way back. Kept well away, not worth the bounty money if you ask me. Elusive, cruel, devilishly fast, and wilder than a fox. None has survived long enough to get a good look at him. We got unspoken rule of the shadows. Some things you just don't do, no matter how much money is on the table. Not unless you have a death wish, anyway. Huh? Where the hell? Easy? Hell if I know. If I did, I would make a quick buck selling the info to some rich goody two-shoes who wants to play hero. Were you even listening to me? The Black Demon as the first lead potential I'd come across. Perhaps this would put me in the path of finding Grawl. Thought about my next move. There's a limit I could accomplish on my own. I needed help, and the only option was the Aval organization. I couldn't be sure if lead was solid. However, this Black Demon definitely sounded like an outsider, so I felt I could be onto something. Ow. Natalie and Dion told me if they had any information, they'd send a messenger. What's the point of waiting? My travels taught me anything is that I needed to take initiative and anything done. Get anything done. So I decided to contact Aval through a secret channel they provided for me just in case. Taking in the Royal Knights of Wolfcrown. This is Wolfcrown Kingdom's garrison that the merchant told me about. Their soldiers dedicated their life to training were on high alert. As they approached a well-rough-grown garrison, sounds of busy fortress grew louder, clashing metal, whinnies of horses, and people shouting. Here I come, yeah! As a youthful swordswoman shouted, she thrust a rapier at the giant of a man who deftly shifted his huge sword to parry her blow. Your attacks are easy to read. You won't last 5 minutes in the battlefield like that! Perhaps due to the garrison's proximity to front lines, troops here seem to be undergoing heavy battlefield training. Hey, you over there! Never seen you around here before. What's your business? Sitting around watching these soldiers train might have been the wrong move. The man was obviously suspicious of me. A silence seemed worse matters. He narrowed his eyes. Are you maybe just lacking courtesy? Either way, as long as you're here, how about helping us train? Just say something if you'd rather not. Ha ha ha! The man's voice was cheerful. His eyes told me another story. He's likely using his training excuse to figure out who I was and deal with who should I prove to be an enemy. From the looks of it, he wasn't really going to take no for an answer. I decided to give him exactly what he asked for and raise my weapon.
Perish!
Fucking hate that move.
No chance!
He did not just expose the Oracle's legs. You guys see nothing? You guys see nothing? Come on, come on, come on. Rematch. the fuck?
But how?
Utilize evasive tactics.
No chance. Wait here. Go.
Initiating program.
Die.
There wore pants underneath all that.
Cease. Perish. Too easy. Go.
Initiating program.
You're not gonna survive this one, asshole.
Die.
That was for breaking her pants.
Cease.
You aren't even out of breath after taking both of us on. It's time to come clean. Who are you? Hello, oh, you guys started with... Hello, oh, you guys started without me. Hey, Oracle, what's with all the fuss? Why didn't you just tell them I sent you here? Hey, I know you. Wait, you two know each other? Of course, the Oracle, just like I told you, they're pretty good, aren't they? So you're vouching for her? In that case, sorry. I thought you were a spy from some other kingdom. I was about to order you arrested. So sorry. Well, I gotta say, I'm impressed. You got some serious skill. If you joined up, I bet you'd be promoted to Silver Wolves alongside Queen Hildegard before long. Actual mention of Hildegard von Krone. Actual mention, I hope this means that if they do make 7, which they should, that Hild will be in it. And then Cassandra, she is kind of my other waifu. Wow, she's that good, I'm jelly. It's my dream to serve Her Majesty's aid and learn about her grove is... So, I can't pronounce that German. Hey, Oracle, if you're interested, I'll write you an introduction, think about it. No, please, Oracle's here, one battle to fight. I sincerely doubt she'll drop it all to join another's cause, will you, Oracle? I see. It's a shame. Strong ally like you would make Queen Hildegard's life easier for sure. She needs every bit of help she can get. Her Majesty's younger than me, but she's working so hard. Hey, how about staying in the garrison tonight? Bet you could use some rest. That night, soldiers of Royal Wolf Crony garrison feasted and laughed with me to commemorate our new friendship. Yeah, I got some on my beard. Although it's sad I wouldn't be fighting side by side, the soldiers wished me good luck and victory in the road ahead.
Your soul surges in your body.
Don't think I'm gonna be ready for this. Oh, like Young Wang. Ooh, 5 rings, letter for 1 woo. Ring outs disabled. Conditions. When low texts are effective. Jihan. Actually learned the pronunciation earlier. ZHE is actually for Ji. Jihan. Another quest for me. This time was different. He wanted to convince Lan Wu, Lin Pei's bodyguard, join forces with the Five Rings. Oh, it's good to see you again. Ron beamed, waved me over the table, sat down, leaned forward. We wanted to talk to you about Lin Pei. I worked with Kang Meng for a long time, so I'm aware of his troubles with the Jackal. We'd always thought he was a loner, no family or nothing. But apparently his bodyguard is actually his beloved daughter. Her name is Lan Wu, and she's an incredible fighter. So he's at Lin Pei's side, keeping him safe too. However, Ron says Lan Wu might not be his real daughter at all. It's about the possibility of Lin Pei having a child secret. After Ron retired, the old man took out a few documents. Naturally, investigating their matter, this is what came up. The papers detailed Lin Pei's life. The final page was different. It was an account of a family attacked by bandits traveling over a decade ago. The parents were slain, their valuables were stolen, but their daughter went missing. It's possible that girl was Lan Wu. She would have been a child at the time, so it's hard to know if she'd remember her parents. But if she's not Lin Pei's daughter, maybe she'd work with us. What do you think, Oracle? I'll do the right thing, man. I've been forced to do it all along. Even when I did have viewers. After hearing your suggestion, Lan Wu forged a pact between the two gangs. Jihan nodded in agreement. A fine plan. Needless conflict does not do anyone any good. I doubt Lin Pei will accept proposal. Like, there's bad blood. Don't worry, I have a plan. In any case, we need to separate Lan Wu from Lin Pei in order to talk to her. But they'd need to recognize Ron. They'd recognize Ron and me in a heartbeat. Yeah. That's where you come in. I agreed, but it's a risky task to undertake. I attacked Lin Pei just as he left the city to say. A sharp-eyed young woman was at the side just as Jehan said there would be.
Who in blazes are you?
You dare attack my father in front of me? You will not get away! I exchanged blows with Lan Wu while slowly maneuvering her away from Lin Pei. After I put some distance between us, the woman shifted her stance and narrowed her eyes at me. You're luring me away from my father, are you? What is it you're after? Tell me now!
Battle 1. Fight!
Initiating program.
Die! Cease! I'm going all out! Right here! Too easy! Toughen up! Sometimes one must be daring! Just be sure! Toughen up! Just be sure! Let's go! Noodle! Scatter! What will go?
Initiating program.
Die! Cease!
Five rings, tricks, and schemes. Humph, you've beaten me. Kill me already. Kill you? I would never do something so wasteful. You're such a beautiful blossom. You're Jihan. Oh, and you do me the honor of remembering my name. How wonderful. So, would you be my wife? Huh? Play games with me and I'll make you suffer. Please think about it for a moment. If we are wed, the conflict between our organizations could no longer continue. And then there'd be, well, as people of our cities breathe a sigh of relief. Besides, we would suit each other. Well, everyone wins, everyone lives happily ever after. Don't be ridiculous, my father would never... You may be more interested than we believe. Give him this letter. Farewell for now. Jehan waved goodbye to Lan Wu. As he watched her leave, I asked him what the letter said. Just a polite summary of a few things I know, which included implicitly or explicably a threat that Zihan would share his knowledge with Lan Wu if Wen Pei chose to decline the offer. I feel like Jehan was barely suppressing an amused laugh. He was beginning to remind me of Kong Lang. It seemed a little forced, but I felt the two gangs would likely come to an agreement before long. Force of regret. Hal called out to me as walked the streets of Yangguang. Apparently he wanted me to meet someone. During my journey, I decided to stop by Yangguang once more. It had changed much for the better since it was last year. The damage done by the astral fissure had long since been repaired, and the town appeared to be a lot safer. I was wandering the town when I heard a familiar voice shout my name. "Do my eyes deceive me? Oracle, is that you? I knew it! So nice to see you again!" When I turned, I saw a familiar young figure of Hayu. He greeted me with a nod and a smile. I was relieved to see him working well, yet I couldn't help but recall everything that had happened to his brother Hauran. Hauran is back from Ling Xingsu. I found him in the forest where we used to train. Miraculously he's recovered, but refuses to leave the forest or come home. I hate to experience on your couple. Would you mind coming with me to see him? I nodded and headed to the forest to Hayu. Hauran, it's me, Hayu. Oracle's here with me too. Hayu's voice echoed in the shadowy forest, sensed a burning rage from the dark branches above. I looked up and startled to see a figure dripping down upon me, weapon ready to strike. Hauran! Yeah.
Initiating program.
Die! Cease!
Is that it? Give up!
Scatter! Pathetic!
Give up! On my honor!
Shit.
Be gone! Final battle!
Alert. Mission time nearing expiration.
This'll hurt!
Scatter! Pathetic!
Too simple!
Futile! Scatter! Pathetic!
Executing support program.
Herng. The groan, Howran instead pushing Haya aside as he tried to help. Why didn't you end this when you had the chance? Why didn't you just kill me? Tell me why! The piercing wail, Howran ran to the depths of the forest. Haya sighed and his head bowed in sorrow. Forgive my brother's rudeness, Oracle. I thought Howran returned from his instincts in the temple of the sanity, his heart would still bear many scars. He is torn up by his past. He hates himself for what he has done. He wishes that he had died rather than live the memory of dishonor. Once we had left the forest, Haya finally smiled. Oracle, thank you for agreeing to come with me today. When I found Howran in the forest, he was like a ghost. He just wandered, never responding to anything I said. Little by little, he began to talk to me. Him fighting you today, venting his rage, may not seem like progress, but it is. Sorry you had to bear with the brunt of it, though. I told him not to worry, I was happy to help. Though anger and bitterness ruled him now, one day he'll be thankful he didn't die, and he'll move on. That's the type of person he is. I believe in him, he is my brother after all. How you told me he would stay in the forest till morning, with that, we parted ways. Footsteps the spellcaster. Hey, Oracle, Oracle! I turned to see a voice coming from and saw Daon. He told me he's been here on a mission a few days prior. A local Oval agent told him I was nearby. It seemed the organization was still keeping an eye on me. What happy fate... What happy fate to see me like this? I have something to tell you. How about we go somewhere and eat? Deep with his enthusiasm running into me, Dion appeared worn out. Curious to hear what is bothering him, took him upon his invitation. We entered a local tavern. After we placed our orders, Dion turned to face me. Tell me, Oracle, do you think astrofishes might just disappear without you or as well closing them? When I heard him saying sort this much, he looked at me for a moment, then downed his mug with a single gulp. I suppose not a good tale true, but I wouldn't believe if I heard it either. According to a number of astrofishers that disappeared recently, Aval knew the ability to close them, but I was nowhere nearby. The fissures were destroyed. Virtually no leads. The investigation was floundering. I don't know how to say this, but finding out how these astral fissures were destroyed is the utmost importance. We have held nothing back in our investigation, but... I could tell what he was thinking. Dion must have read my face and gave me a pained smile. We're not completely clueless. Witnesses claim seeing a man in the area with the fissure mysteriously disappeared. We have heard he seems to use strange techniques, but beyond that we know nothing of him. 3 times we were sent out to investigate this man and the fisher's disappearance. 3 times came back empty-handed. Since then we have no word of either man or the vanishing astral fisher. That's what the first one. For some reason, the investigators' conclusions are all varied. The only thing agreed on was the man in question supposedly old and had long white hair tied back. This first clue has to be Gerard. That's about the second investigation. Two men to locate white-haired men set a trip. They moved in to capture him, but turntables defeated them soundly. In contrast reports from the first team, they claim the man is both strong and useful. Seem they believe both teams dealt with the same man. Third investigation. The lack of results is troubling, so we decided to lend my third team. We tracked down the white-haired man to the Himalayas. We finally got up to him. Dion paused for a moment, expression troubled. We found him released. I think we did. Remember asking him to the astral fissures, then he muttered something under his breath and held his hand up to my face. Next thing I remember, he was gone. I'd let him go. He let the man go? I looked at Dion in disbelief, and he shook his head in response. One thing I remember clear as eyes, they were sharp, strong, brimming with resolve. His face remained shadowed by my memory. Perhaps he's one of these strange techniques on me. Don't ask anything else. I have thought. Dion began to speak quickly in great excitement. Perhaps his drink had loosened his tongue. What's came across in each text of Vol's archive spoke of an old man in the Himalayas wielded techniques similar to this man, white-haired man. Perhaps this sage is somehow alive today. His mysterious powers could be responsible for destroying the fissures. Don't look at me like that, it's just theory. The more important is the reports were wrong and the astral fissures were destroyed, never existed in the first place. Dion paused for a moment, shouted for a stronger drink. Nobody thought nothing of this work. Let me tell you, you've been up to success at Natalie's as Natalie always is. Dion quickly stepped into the conversation, catching up to complaining about Natalie. If he hadn't eventually passed out, he would probably talk till his tongue fell off. My tongue about fell off trying to do his lines. The meeting was fun, but I had places to be. Elton snoring Dion and the note departed the village in the morning. Got some kumis. Back to Kashgar. Hammer to the metal and invited guests. I will be back. Alright. Stayed for the exhibition, made my way to Bolta's smithy, and saw a lavishly decorated carriage waiting outside. Bolta, drop out of this exhibition now and work for me. I'll treat you well. I recognize your talent and give you more money than you can make here at this hovel. If you want me to slave away for you making cheap wares, keep dreaming, Yashin. Ha ha ha, what a spirited lass. Bolta noticed me approaching as he confronted a rival. Oracle, you just came at the right time. The smith I was talking about. Give him a good smack for me. Do you plan on making the same mistake as your father, girl? I mean, do you say plan on making the same mistake as your father, girl? A man accompanied by soldiers appeared at the door, seeing the carriage belonged to him. Stop right there. You aren't welcome to stop, Asin. Such insolence! You dare speak to royalty in such a manner! You're royalty, then you should try acting like it. Is it seemly for a man in such esteemed lineage to try to harass a small-time smith into dropping out of a contest? Well, I'm glad you understand why I'm here. Do as I wish if you value your life. Your pardon, Lord Essen, but that's... Be silent, Yashin. I will make you rich, but I will not tolerate you talking back to me. Make him rich and take a bit of the top for yourself, right? Aren't the bribes from his bargain bin blacksmith not enough for you anymore? Your tongue moves too freely. Men cut it out and nail it to the door. Soldiers drew the weapons away between them, and Bolta workshop is no place for a fight. I'd force them outside. Come on. Yeah, you'll pay for that. You've insulted me gravely this day. I see how you meet the same fate as your father, girl. That make... Then I have to make sure you don't talk. Bolta spoke in that quiet, dangerous tone I'd never heard from her before. Quicker than I could see, she thrust the sword under Asin's nose. Yeah. Wait, take it easy, Bolta, Lord Asin. Let's simply return. Asin supported the mercenary captain as he led him away. Humph, you're a real smith, let your work do the talking. Bolta was alright for the moment, but I feared for her safety. Next day, Bolta and other competitors gathered to hear the final results of the exhibition. I hereby commission you to craft weapons for the army and grant you this royal shield as a mark of your station. Bolta became the royal smith for the kingdom's army. She had won back the shield that crossed King Syed I, and with it her family's honor. Yes, I did it, Oracle! We actually did it!
The Akis cannot stand, your majesty. These two threatened Yashin into arms against me, a member of nobility. Such rogues cannot be trusted with crafting the weaponry that would defend this kingdom. Ah, a scene. It's good to see you here. What the most interesting rumor recently? You have been using our kingdom's mercenary for private business, yes? Well, what? A great deal of money is required to provide weapons for an army. Sadly, some may consider it as a chance to profit for themselves. For example, people use the mercenaries for personal gain. I've been watching you for the past few months, you know, and I am aware of what occurred yesterday. So, Asin, do you have anything you'd like to add? Nothing at the moment, then. In that case, I shall personally take command of your mercenaries. If you have more words, you can speak to them before a judge. Guards, take him away. But your majesty...
Yashin's former workshop was seized by royal order, became a royal smithy. Their technique used to make rusty swords and employed to create implements in the region became aimed for its metalwork. Seeing the king himself was more skilled at intrigue than at his conspirators.
Your soul surges in your body.
Like you see, the chosen treasure. I was walking through town, I heard a voice call out to me.
Hello there, yes you. Just as I've seen you before. Daka, if I'm not mistaken. You've been here, haven't you?
Yep.
I knew it. I remember you facing down some pirates. I may be old, but I'd never forget a face. You see, I was in Daka collecting donations for qualifiers from local lords and noblemen. Though I lost contact with the qualifiers not long ago, and now people I've collected coin from are calling me a fraud. So to clear everything up, I traveled all the way out here. I heard there was a qualifier base around here, and I thought I'd come see what's what.
I'd asked him if he found any leads. He puffed out his chest.
You bet. I found a very man I handed my donations off to. When I asked him what's going on, he said Lord Aswell's gone missing and all of his bases have been abandoned. But
the old man gave a sly grin.
I heard all the coin I collect is still lying around one of these bases. Get my drift? I saw it out for you. I want you to help me get it back. The place is supposed to be alright dangerous, so if you'll come along and keep me safe, I'll split the findings to you 50-50. Deal?
Agree.
Great to hear. Well, hurry up and pack your bags. Let's get going.
Story of a man. Find me with just from my golden age city whose history is bound to solid, braving stores since run by them alone. Huh. Reno's disabled and opponent's health and soul gauge recover over time. Defeat them. When traveling the burning sands in search of an ancient city mentioned in the legend of Soul Edge, I sensed a familiar presence. I looked around, spying a man carrying a siphon standing on top of a rock, Zeslamel. I climbed closer to the sheer rock face, and when I reached the top, I surveyed the scene and saw the expansive remains of a city half buried in sands below. Zeslamel broke the silence.
This place was once a prosperous and well-known center of trade. Countless people gathered here, traded everything from spice to blades to information. Dozens of language could be heard on every street.
Zeslamel took the ruins as though he could see the city in its former glory.
All but nature in the end.
ethereal. Zasselmel turned to me, measuring up his gauge for what I do not know. You are another as glimpse of the power of the two swords. As one who has walked this road before, I must test your worth. Zasselmel ready his scythe. Alright. Just...
Battle 1. Fight!
Perish! Scatter! Too easy!
No.
Did you just say fuck, I mean, F you?
Leave your hope in shreds. Fight! I've waited for this.
Shit.
My abyss shall take you. Satisfied now?
Go!
Initiating program.
Die! Cease! Perish!
I've waited for this.
Shit. Cut me again.
My abyss shall take you. Satisfied now?
Go!
Dig up. Dig up.
Shit. Okay, got one more chance.
Final battle.
Alert. Mission timer nearing expiration.
Attack on you. No.
Leave here! Too easy! Go!
Initiating program.
Die! Cease!
Not worthy.
Go!
Initiating program.
Die! Cease!
Your strength is greater than I had imagined, but you chase victory like a glutton to his next meal. I was surprised to see that standing in the middle of a pattern carved in the ground that had not been there before. I'd fallen into some sort of trap. If it matters not. Those destined for death are always shackled by their fates. Thus almost seemed to imply that he wasn't constrained by such shackles. He unsettled me, and not for the first time. Decided it was time to get straight to the point, so I asked Aslamel just who or what he was. Long ago, society existed on the outskirts of civilization. They too were shackled, bound by a strict set of tenets that they could not disobey. One day, a man of their number, blessed with genius and power, found himself consumed by ambition. It led him to his downfall and the brink of death and despair. He reached for the only hope he had left, the forbidden art of resurrection. To his great fortune or his doom, he succeeded. He lived and died again and again, each time being reborn with a new face and new form. Sessamel, is Sessamel speaking about himself? This says to mean he was hundreds, no, thousands of years old. Over the course of his countless lives, the man experienced virtually everything the world had to offer. His joy for life, however, diminished until he longed for the sweet release of a final death. Fueled by this desire, he reached out and seized the cursed sword. He had hoped the sword would consume his soul in a way death had failed to, but when his life was taken, he was once again reborn. That was when the man realized the true power and nature of the sword, the ecstasy of the strength it bestows, the irresistible lust it grants for destruction. Sesame looked once more over Duran City, dust billowing around it before turning and leaving it behind in silence. See the dead Tomb Raider gossip. In the Valley of Kings necropolis built in the west bank of the Nile, there were great pharaohs and nobles of ancient Egypt that were laid to rest in a series of tombs. I heard tales of the vast riches buried there, but it was nigh impossible to find anything not picked clean by Tomb Raiders. Not just the treasure, either mummies themselves were stolen, sold as magical remedies to every conceivable ill. I can't believe it. The place is filled with traps and I nearly died a dozen times just getting to the burial chamber. When I broke in, the place was empty as my purse. By sure I'd hit it big this time too. In a small tavern in Memphis, I listened to a group of rough-looking Tomb Raiders complain about their poor luck. Come on, you know there's nothing in any of the places around here. Thousands of years worth of people like us stripped the bare. Bye, but I heard some bunch found sealed tubes to the south. Wanna hit 'em? What are you, an idiot? You know about the curse? Curse? What are these talking about? Side to ask for details? They seemed nervous even to mention it. Say there's a big fat tomb nobody's looted yet, but word there's some sort of monster inside. The few managed to make it out alive all went insane. Tore each other to pieces on the spot. I'm telling you, it's the curse of the pharaohs. Yeah, I'd say stay away from that place if I were you. Damn straight. I like living, I bet you do too. Hey stranger, what's with that look? You're not thinking about going, are you? I've run into curses before. My travels from feudal systems to Athens, I encountered a number of astral fissures. Possibly one of them appeared here too, started causing strange things to happen. Managed to convince the Tomb Raiders to give me the location of the cursed pyramid. Then the pyramid. Taking the waters, shaking Tomb Raider, I sailed down the river in search of the truth behind the so-called Pharaoh's curse. It wouldn't be long before arrival at that infamous pyramid. Alright, I'll stoop the boat ducked here for you. Just step over the mountains, can't miss it. Remember, I don't care if you're back or not, I'm leaving before sun sets. Damn it, I can't even believe I agreed to you think it's for. The Tomb Raider convinced accompanied me, seemed regretting his decision. I left him in the boat. Clambered over the Rocky Mountains to find myself a small secluded valley dotted by a number of stone pyramids. Said arrived at the necropolis. Most of the pyramids were fairly small, but the one in the center valley towered over the rest, and must be the one. Entrance was sealed shut, but I found a shaft nearby just big enough to squeeze through. It angled down into the earth, was likely dug by Tomb Raiders. I dropped down the last bit of the shaft, mining lantern. I could feel it. There was an astral fissure nearby. I heard these pyramids were built long, long ago. Perhaps places like this were more susceptible to astral fissures' dark influence. As I was pondering, stone around me began to emit an eerie light. Something slowly rose from the ground. Wrapped in white bandages, head to toe, it was definitely a mummy. I reached out, my senses felt an evil power emanating from beneath the mummy's bandages. Malicious energies swirling through the pyramid seemed to fill this creature. The astral fissure was likely what had reanimated it. The man picked up an ancient weapon and shambled forth to battle. Shoryuken! Just kidding. Okay, why would a mummy have a pistol? And two more of these guys left? Damn. Even with minor weapon damage recovery weapon, I'm still gonna have a hard time.
Initiating program.
Creatures are seemingly strong and resilient, but after a long, vicious struggle, I managed to defeat them. I reached out to with my senses again. I could barely detect astral fissure anymore. Perhaps defeating mummies dispelled the dark power filling this place. Falling mummies at my feet returned to normal and were just your average cadavers. Scattered nearby were a number of pouches, each filled with ancient treasure. I picked up enough for myself and the Tomb Raider friend and left the pyramid.
Your soul surges in your body.
Oh, looks like there's an astral fissure in Memphis. Rumors reached me, more demons appearing at the pyramids, so I found myself heading there once again. My money is on finding an astral fissure. Damn. One enemy is just like like all those others, but more powerful. Stopped near Tavern by Memphis again on a whim and overheard yet another interesting tale. Hear the news? Monster in the pyramid's back, they say. Yeah, I guess the curse hadn't been lifted after all. Bah, there's no piece of treasure in there. I just know it. I guess we got no choice but to forget about the place, though, huh? Wait, you over there, Urkel? Right, remember me. Right, remember me? When the Tomb Raiders had noticed me. Hey, it's you, you're Oracle, the only person who's managed to bring back treasure from that cursed place. Tomb Raiders filled me on the news. It seemed the cursed pyramid I thought I had cleansed was cursed again. Mummies, as always. I guess I hadn't fully purged the Astral Fisher's influence. Next day I headed back to the pyramid, the urging of the Tomb Raiders. I slipped down the same shaft as last time down the pyramid with the depths of the pyramid. Eventually I ran into mummies more than the last time. Rumors I heard were true. I fought off the mummies while I explored, never felt more than the faint trace of Astral Fisher. Well, if it was animating these many mummies, there had to be a powerful source of injury, yet I could still barely detect it. Maybe the pyramid's unique structures prevented me from locating it? In my search, officially felt a powerful energy source emanating from the other side of a wall. Squeezed through a narrow gap in the wall, found a vast hidden chamber. The room was filled with ornaments, weaponry, and vast arranged neat rows. Center of the room floated an astral fissure. I began to approach it, surprised to find a fissure in such a location. However, when I drew near it, I began to rumble and shake. Months later, a giant dark-skinned man strode forth, a berserker.
You who disturbs my sleep.
Battle 1. Fight!
Scatter! Hey! Shoot! Scatter! Pathetic! Perish! Kill! Pathetic! Go!
Oh, come on!
Battle 2. Fight!
Too easy! Go! Die! Cease! Perish! Tia! Futile! Go! Die! Cease! Perish! Perish!
Really? Rematch, I ain't gonna kick his butt
The
this
soul
time.
of a warrior now lays here to rest. Battle 1. Fight!
Scatter! Too easy! Again! Leap here! Too easy!
Damn!
Accept your end. Battle 2. Fight.
Show! Right here! Too easy! Go! Die! Cease!
Executing support program.
Behold! Scatter!
Damn, a break attack! Fuck! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
Try this again.
Battle 1. Fight. This is it.
Executing support program.
Accept your end.
Okay, even with frickin' soul charge, I can't do it.
Too easy!
Accept your end.
I don't want to accept my end though.
Die! Cease!
Final battle. Fight.
Scatter! Right here!
Shit.
Too slow. Submit.
Die!
Ah, lucked out that time. Finally got him. Finally. My kingdom is eternal. I watched the berserker fade away, then approached the astral fish once more. Stretched out my hand and as a fisher, I felt two forces struggling, tugging at me from either side. Voice of my dreams, two swords appeared. Which symbol would I choose? Soon the astral fissure vanished. No matter how hard focus can detect the fissure's energy any longer, looks like I'd finally gotten rid of it for good. I skipped a pile of treasure and left the pyramids behind. The two Sumerians would probably be happy about this. Although, to come to think of it, maybe I should have helped a bunch of thieves plunder history for their own benefit. Yeah, I think.
Your soul surges in your body.
Hey man, well, hey, continue. Let's see. Bounty for scoundrels. Search of strength. Oh, that's the Spain what I need to do. Be accursed. Opening roads, offering. New merchant Thomas. That's gonna be pretty expensive. Yeah, do this one instead. New roads the offering. It looks like to face ruffians. Together, Lissalot and I carry tribute to the altar of the Hidden Village clan. When we arrived, we encountered a little problem. A narrow path of light wound through the darkness of the woods. Respect the will of the Hidden Village clan, taking care not to cause no harm to plants, and tying back trees creates something a little more than a game trail. Still, most direct route to close the city had always been blocked by the forest, and their permission. Holy sheep! Jackal, you arrived in the last half hour of the stream. What's up, buddy? Man, you spooked me. Oh yeah, friggin' stream's only like 2-second delay. Anyway, you missed most of the good parts in the actual action. Yeah, finally got your kids to bed so you can stay up for the last half hour. Yeah, I'm sorry I changed the times, man, but my sister works till close at Target, which is 11, so yeah. Well, only 11 on Friday, Saturday nights. Every other night it's 10. So I was trying to do my stream hours to where I didn't interfere with me picking her up from work. But hey, at least this time you get to show up, right? I'm sorry you were only hired to guard me, but I made you my porter, too. Yeah, true, man. Lissalot was very apologetic, but simply too clumsy to be trusted carrying anything. When we arrived at the altar, Ahmed came out to meet us. We brought this month's tribute. Ah, you do again. Who are those fellows behind you? He spotted us. What? Were we being followed? Group of armed men stepped out of the brush. Lissalot seemed genuinely alarmed, but their skill at stalking was crude to anyone with a bit of experience. We shall take that tribute. We know you're delivering treasure to the Hidden Village. Treasure? Well, I can deny we think of it as such. Shut up and hand it over. Try to take it from me. I cannot allow a member of the Hidden Village claim to come to harm, so I stepped between Ahmed and the brigands. Aw, dang. They do die more than twice. Wait, are you playing that new Sekiro game? Yep.
Perish.
You lucky gun. Son of a gun. As you can see, I changed Oracle's weapons around because he mastered Siegfried style. Still, man, I wish I could play that game myself. Yep. Changed to 2B style because I found a weapon at 2B's higher level than what I had after I'd mastered everything for Siegfried's. I have yet to play Nor Automata, or whatever you call it, but I really want to play it eventually. Let's it as be thieves ran away. Maybe I should tell everyone that tribute is sugar. It's quite cheap, and thanks to imports from the New World, and I knew they couldn't come after it. I am uncertain. The clan storytellers say outsiders believe whatever they wish to believe. But people like that entering the forest must cause problems for you. Perhaps I was wrong about all this. Do not worry. In fact, we've brought you a gift. These seeds are rich in oil and can be used for food or fuel. They not grow well outside the forest, but you can manage to cultivate them. They should fetch a high price. Automata. Yep. Yeah, 2B is a guest character in this game. However, you have to have the season pass, or you have to pay for it separately to get it. I have the season pass. And when 2B first came out, she was like one of the most overpowered characters. If anyone fought someone using 2B, they'd rage quit. I've never heard seeds like these. My deepest thanks, Sir Ahmed. It's merely a token of my thanks for your tribute and understanding. I watched Laslet speak with Ahmed, her hands tightly gripping the seeds. I prayed this symbol their friendship would help the town prosper. Yeah, I got so many unfinished games too. I agree with that one. Damn you, microtransactions. Opening Road's friendship? Isolette had planned to keep the deal she made with the Hillage Village clan, but it's a dangerous one. 2 more ruffians. Great. Okay, it's just... Although I knew there watch her back, Isolette wore a tense expression as we hurried along the familiar forest path. Ahmed appeared since we arrived at the altar. Forgive me, Sir Ahmed, they followed us again, but I know how to keep them from... Ahmed gestured for her to be quiet and heard sound many snapping twigs behind us. I am aware you made more noise than usual to attract attention. That sack carrying is heavier than usual on purpose, right? They've been after it all this time. Tell everyone it's nothing valuable. They won't believe me. Then we'll make sure they fully understand, once and for all. Silence grew louder. A group of men came out of the forest. Oh, there they are. Oh, and someone from the Hillage clan is with them. Give us that sack. I will not be gentle with you this time. Don't ask why my voices are either British or Hickish. But I see we got another person in the stream. Wish they'd say hi. Or even say F you. I don't care. No. Oh, come on!
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
I got wrung out. I can't believe it. Ring out. Alright, let's do this again. Yeah, I don't think Oracle looks well with 2B's moveset. Sorry, I've always imagined Oracle either using magic or giant swords. How would a French robot even sound like? Hello, monsieur. How you doing? As you're dragging the unconscious bandits away from the altar, Ahmed looked up with a start. I hear something over there! There were others. They're heading towards Hidden Village. Hurry! Followed Ahmed quickly ran a group of rough-looking men swaggering through the woods. What little sight of them around here? Hey, we found you! This is perfect. We can grab them and make them tell us where the Hidden Village is. Of curses, there's a lot of them. Oracle, take this, let them run. We can't leave you! We're not letting anyone go. And a volley of arrows suddenly rained around the bandits' feet. Hey, what's going on? Leave, do not harm our guests. The voice rang out from the trees. Why? Another greater volley of arrows was the only response. Crap, we're sitting ducks, let's get out of here! Remember this, those who raise their hands against our friends will be cursed. After the cries of the ruffians faded into foliage, Lucy let sink like a marionette whose strings have been cut. You helped us! Opening ourselves to the outside world brings danger. We understood this when we accepted your offer. The elders refuse to deal with outsiders. However, they tolerate our exchanges with humans. This due to your efforts, friend. Why, thank you! Our rescuers from the Hidden Village left without ever showing themselves. However, it seemed with less efforts, altruism made an impact on people in the Hidden Village. The Force Path would likely see more feet in the future.
Your soul surges in your body.
Oh! So your Scottish accent sounded French. Well, I cannot imagine it, you know. Oui, monsieur. Yeah, I cannot imagine it. Traveling by yourself is the only thing. I missed having good company. The road was long. Eventually arrived to town that's seen better days. Oh, See, I was not in any high school plays. Like, the only one, which was pretty much, what would you call a cooperation? Yeah, it was a cooperation between all three high schools in the county, was Greece, and no, everybody wanted me to do it because they wanted me to sing, and I was like, no. I hated, the only time I'd willingly sing was if they had me on a karaoke stage. That was it. Following the instructions I'd given, I made my way to a lake in the outskirts of town. There stood holding an instance, but soon an agent from a vault organization appeared, guiding me to one of the organization's hideouts. I believe it. Oracle, expecting you. It's been a while. Dion and Natalie were waiting for me. Apparently, Oval had been keeping close tabs on my movements. They had known I was coming. I told them what I was doing about the Black Demon. Dion felt silent for some time. Naturally, we've been searching for Grill, but no avail. Additionally, it has been difficult to continue our search. Even our organization is fractious at times. Grohl has been judged an outsider, but we are divided whether he must be dealt with.
Of old does not cut price good outsiders. However, Grawl served us for many years, and his contributions in fight against Aswell made him a hero. We must believe his soon pass judgment on him, so our investigation is stalled while we bicker what to do. And besides, we do not even know whether he was still alive. I asked them what they thought about the rumor I've heard. We've heard these rumors as well. However, we don't know if he's indeed an outsider. You've yet to organize an investigation. I can't even say organize, right? And we had no reason to believe this black demon is Grawl either. However, if you're willing to help us with the little task, I can mobilize some of our agents to gather information in return. No problem helping them, something entailed. It's the Astral Fissures! Not all have been dealt with. We are working on a way to take care of them ourselves, but the most efficient way of doing it that we know of. Even if numbers are few, we know you don't require the power of the fissures, but create us. We'll aid you in return. After some thought, I agreed. Oh boy, you read Vaders of Rokojoma? This little location of the fissure, you can heal yourself, I presume? I gave a small nod. Dion told me information I needed. A new mission. Informed Dion. Information came to me, made my way to newly discovered artificial Cecil told me I still had the power to absorb them. Let's see if it was right. Another soul gauge fills over time, but readouts are disabled. Yes, I won't lose the gravity. The astral fissures where Dion said it would be. Unlike Yanguang, the area was relatively unaffected, which is somewhat of a relief. As I approached the astral fissure carefully, a berserker appeared. Risk my honor for victory. Oh. Seriously, why would you read your little boy a frickin' novel harem? You feel fear, jerk. Really? Oh, he's going down! Yeah, true. It's actually true when it comes to most harem stories. Even if it's not about romantic undertones or overtones, each member of the frickin' harem has their own thing.
Feel despair.
Too easy.
Pitiful hope. Feel fear. You're no threat.
The fallen must face death. The Berserker defeated, I walked over to the Astral Fisher. And Fisher... Yeah, this old BS again. Choosing a sheer sword. Normal surge of power. Yada yada. Huh. Not to mean... MC, not something common in the genre. Actually, it's more common than you think. Sometimes they'll have, like, side chapters, or just scenes altogether without the MC and just a harem.
Your soul surges in your body.
Quest. You done well. Of all things... You done well. Thanks you, and so do I. Once again, I found myself at a Vault Organization's base meeting with Dion and Natalie.
Unfortunately, investigation girl's whereabouts are proceeding slowly. However, I've heard some reports, but maybe a black demon of all agents, number, different locations, heard rumors while gathering information and outsiders.
Our reports contain information where it was cited, who attacked when, and so on. Last, no clear conclusions yet.
Worse, these reports raise more questions than answers. So many sightings spread out over large areas, it's difficult to imagine they all correspond to the same entity.
In other words, there's a good chance this red herrings won't lead me to Grohl or the Black Demon.
So you still plan to pursue the demon?
It nodded. Dion responded with a deep...
Oracle, please find Sir Grohl. This is not a part of the organization, a quest for me personally.
I asked him what the plan once Grohl or Black Demon was found.
If he's found, he lost some people. The only one with power to stop him is you. Sir Grohl taught me how to fight. Then that you my life, third. Saddens me to say that there's so many evil who lost sight of true purpose, blinded by their lust for power, squabbling, and personal gain, that Sir Grohl's loyalty and purpose never wavered. All needs him now more than ever. Furthermore, he's believed in you. Is that not so?
I gave a small nod.
To play again. In the meantime, do our best to gather more accurate information.
Dion and Natalie bid me farewell as left Oval's base behind. Okay. Really? All of them are aspects of the goddess of creation? Met MC before you... Oh, come on! That is complicated. And I only got 2 minutes left, so... I'm just gonna pick fights. Well, it is and it's not a harem. Like, even if they're aspects of the same girl, they're still separate girls. Damn it, there's this one manga I read about Cerberus, who, for most of the manga, only one of her personalities could appear at a time when she took a humanized form because she wanted to meet the boy she accidentally bit and took a part of her soul of. And eventually they all separated. Yeah, it is, dude. Hey, perfection is illusion game. Oh, Kyoko no Cerberus or whatever? No, there's not gun tonfas, they're regular tonfas. Actually, they're bladed tonfas. So they're sword tonfas, not gun tonfas. Well, Jackal, it's 10, well, 1 minute past 10, so I'm gonna have to actually end the stream now. I should have made it from frickin' 8 to 10:30. But hey, man. If my sister has to close tomorrow, that'll be tomorrow's streaming hours. So I hope to see you next time, so you have more time. But yeah, one of these days we need to have a great talk about manga. In the meantime, stay frosty, mate. I need a freaking better outro. Screw it, I'm sticking with the original. Oh, Mario, signing off.